Hello, good evening everyone. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. It's a blessed Sunday and I hope that each and every one of you are just at home. Probably some of you are calm and you had the whole day spending time with your family. So maraming salamat for hopping in with me ngayong gabing ito. No? So welcome to Life Coach Corner. And this is our part two for the Harmonizing Life series. So discover the secrets to our harmonious life where health, relationship, and wealth work in perfect synergy. Get ready to accelerate your coaching journey and transform your practice into a thriving profession. For tonight, we're going to be sharing practical guidance on essential coaching skills and strategies, insights also into mastering the interaction and unlocking your true potential, and deep dive into a multifaceted world of life coaching. So tag a fellow coach right now, invite a coaching enthusiast. If there's anybody whom you know seems to be interested with life coaching, tag them along in here and embark on a journey with us of profound and personal and professional growth. Okay, so Life Coach Corner is a groundbreaking initiative by Life Coach Philippines and is dedicated to fueling the growth of coaching professionals and enthusiasts. And our commitment is to empower the coaching community with essential resources and strategies, transforming coaching into a thriving profession. So each of the live episode offers a glimpse into the transformative power of life coaching. So if you have anybody in mind, you're the person you're interested in becoming a professional life coach, or maybe probably you have been doing a lot of coaching yourself, then this platform, this talk right now is appropriately for you. So for more learning videos, subscribe to Life Coach Philippines International YouTube channel, youtube.com/at lifecoach.ph, or visit our website www.lifecoachphilippines.com for more classes and services that may fit your needs at the moment. No, so we are streaming through the Facebook pages of Life Coach Philippines International, Life Coach Philippines Oman. We have also the pages of Life Coach Kuwait and Calabar Zone, Davao, Life Coach Philippines Davao, Life Coach Philippines Tacloban. And we have also Eastern Visayas and of course Central Luzon. So maraming salamat po. So you have those many platform, many site where you can log in and watch and grow, eventually grow from all the learnings that you will be getting from Life Coach Corner. So we also have a Life Coach Philippines YouTube channel. And if you're watching through a shared link right now, please take a moment to like and follow Life Coach Philippines International so that in this way, we can stay connected with you for future learning. If you're interested also in embarking on a journey of becoming a professional certified life coach, much like me, Master Coach A Professional Training and Development Services offers co-actively co-create life coach certification program complete with international CPD accreditation and 40 credit units. And let me give my shout out to class 21. They just finished the first day last yesterday, August 24, for class 21. Congratulations. I bet your life will never be the same again. So congratulations to each and every one of you. And of course, class September 7 po yung kanilang class 2. And soon we were going to be having also certification class here in Eastern Visayas, particularly here in Tacloban City. So if you are interested, connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661, or you may connect with me 0975-995-2382 so that we can talk about the details for this upcoming certification. Now, you got to remember that the CACC course encompasses a 21-day web-based learning with a lifetime access and a 2-day live coaching bootcamp led by Master Coach A. So the program package comes also with many done-for-you coaching programs. Kaya as in super puno po, no? Yung enrollment nyo po, yung registration nyo po. And there's so many bonuses in it. So because the goal of Life Coach Philippines International Master Coach is you will be able to launch your career in the second fastest growing industry in the world today. So, welcome to life coaching. And, I'm excited for you. If you're thinking about this, I'm truly excited for you that you come in along, especially for class 21. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And ngayon, let me give my shout out to my kindred coaches in the house. Nandito po si Master Coach Jasmine. We have Coach Colleen. No? So maraming salamat for hopping in with me, coaches. And of course, there will be others who will be coming in along, no? Especially for Life Coach Philippines Eastern Visayas. Now, today is a very interesting topic, no? And I pray that you tag also all the parents out there who have children, no? Parents who have children, and even those who are in a parenting role, because I'm going to be talking to you about a certain topic that concerns our children. Okay? So, hello, Coach Aline. Thank you so much for coming in with me. No, so the World Health Organization in 2022 stated, no, in their survey and their study and their research, that there are 37 million children under the age of 5 who were already overweight. Imagine that, no, under the age of 5, overweight na. Over 319 million children and adolescents ages 5 to 19 were overweight in 2022, including 160 million who were living with obesity. No? So it's a big malaking percentage na po. Malaking number of the global population are already coming into obesity or are obese, no? So obesity, according to Mayo Clinic, is a serious medical condition. And what is staggering in here is that if extra pound begins in childhood, if the child starting gaining weight or becoming overweight in childhood, it can lead to health problems that are supposed to be for adults, like diabetes, hypertension, and high cholesterol. I don't know if you have been conscious about this, if you have been observing that in every community, especially yung malalaking community where marami po yung fast food chain natin, marami din po yung ating mga dialysis center. I'm pretty sure in Metro Manila, pag magkaroon tayo ng survey, I believe every corner would have a dialysis center. And it is such a sad thought to think that children are supposed to enjoy life. Children are supposed to have fun, but they are feeling already some pains, aches, and in there because of obesity. And this is really a very timely topic that I believe each parent and each coach needs also to understand, because there is so much need for help in this area. So today, this is what I want to share with you. So today, for Life Coach Corner, I want to share to you emotional eating in children, development and intervention. And this I got from our digital asset, no? Yung aming pong digital real estate, healthydietinghub.com. No? So if you're one person also, you're not a child, no, but you're having also some struggle in your health, you can also go into healthydietinghub.com and try to get awareness and some learning, so that you will be able to come into a space of making a better decision how you're gonna do, what are you going to do, so that you will be able to really manage your health. So if this is the first time you're seeing me and you're not familiar with me, I'm Life Coach Marife Garfin, and I am from Life Coach Philippines. I'm a co-actively co-create life coach, also a mental health coach, a master builder apprentice to Master Coach A. And I'm also a trained public speaker, a published author, and I've been doing life coaching since 2019. Now, by background, I'm a registered nurse with almost 22 years of hospital work experience, but I've transitioned myself to becoming a coaching entrepreneur. And so when we talk about health, I am very much familiar with this one. And this is also like being a nurse, this is also already in my blood. So like when you talk about health, I cannot help but really listen. I cannot help but really read. I cannot help but really like take a moment not to take to get a good look at this, because in my 22 years of working as a nurse in a hospital, I've seen a lot of different cases and of a life, no, that are really how do you call it, are are not really thriving due to illness. And it's a sad thing that children are supposed to be, when you talk about diabetes, when you talk about health, when you talk about hypertension and all those other diseases, these are lifestyle diseases that are supposed to have how do you call it, compounded, no, like a person, an adult would have not taken care of himself or herself, so ngayon nagka-catch up na yung lifestyle sa kanya. But this is lifestyle, so it takes time, but it is a sad thing to see this kind of lifestyle diseases in our children, considering that at this age they're supposed to be just playing around, like living their life, a life of freedom, because dapat walang mga ailments, no, pero nagkakaroon tayo ng struggle because of this one, no. So that's why I want to talk to you about emotional eating in children. Now, as I've said, malaki po kanina yung statistics, no, that it's like more and more children are becoming obese. And when you talk about obesity, it is not just merely loving the food, but because there is already a trigger, and the trigger often is emotional. It's emotional eating. And when you talk about children, no, children are basically especially 5 to let's say 19 years old, they're not yet fully developed in terms of their brain, and that's the reason why their emotional reaction and their emotional the way they would make decisions and the way they would react to things is more of the emotional aspect, because their brain is not yet fully developed, and the conscious area, which is your prefrontal area, is not that fully developed. That's why when you talk about emotional eating, it can be developed by children, especially if they're exposed to so much stress. Now, when you talk about childhood emotional eating, this is a growing concern, no? This is a growing concern for many parents and healthcare professionals. Emotional eating refers to consumption of food in response to your feeling, no? In response to the feeling what you're feeling right now rather than hunger. So a lot of children may feel sad, may feel stressed. Now, with all the stress that's happening in the family, there will be fighting, there will be lack of money, there will be a lot of discomfort, no, in the family. And children, because their emotion, their limbic system is actually developed at this time, they may react emotionally to the stresses, and this can bring them to emotional eating. And it can develop in children due to various psychological and environmental factors, as I've said earlier. So in this article in Healthy Dieting Hub, it focuses more into exploring the development. How come the child is developing emotional eating habits? No, emotional eating habits. If you can remember this one, when you were still younger and you have struggles, possibly in school or with your parents, how do you react? You did not eat at all. So it actually the eating pattern begins, no, how you have been trained and how you have been reacting when you were a child. So according to master coaches, when school pressures, family issues, or social challenges can lead children to seek comfort in food. Agree, master coach, no? And according to, and earlier, sabi ni master coach, emotional eating in children occurs when they eat in response to their feeling rather than hunger. Agree. So in children, emotional eating can actually be triggered by the feeling of stress. No, when I was still younger, I didn't actually know about stress, no, wala naman because there was no social media yet, and there was no Google yet. Yung TV nga namin dito sa province, no, have limited channels, so we don't know anything about it. But I didn't know that the response that I was actually exhibiting was more into eating. I remember having this experience when I think I was about 12 years old, and my parents were actually fighting at the time. They were fighting, and I just hated it so much. And I went into the room and locked myself, and I isolate myself for quite some time. And then when I get out, I had nobody to talk to. So there was kind of a plate. No, it was a platter of rice, and then there was an may ampalaya, and there was also the ampalaya, or the bitter melon, was actually sautéed in sa hipon, no. So I ate all that platter. I ate the whole of it, even yung ampalaya po, no. And after after I think after 2 hours, I was having really stomach ache. At the time, I was so thin. Ano po ako, payat po ako when I was 12 years old. No? I was so thin, and I was having some stomach cramps. And in fact, I even had some, I have had to really throw it up, no, because na impacho. I'd had that, no, because and now I realize it was actually a reaction to emotional stress. No, a reaction to emotional stress. So unlike eating due to physical hunger, no, when you talk about emotional eating, this often leads to overeating and the consumption of unhealthy food. So there's so much craving to starchy food, to sugar, or you can go to salty food, which can result in various health problems, including obesity. Now, if you're kung bata ka and you are more into the chichirya, then most definitely you might you might destroy your kidney, because you'll be eating too much of the chichirya, and the chichirya, to be preserved, has so much high in sodium. No, so it's very important to really think about this, and to really really be mindful, especially if you're a parent right now, what kind of food you are stocking in your room, in your house, and at the same time, how are your children in terms of their emotion. So it's very important to really look at it, no. So the development in of emotional eating in children has so many factors. The first factor is psychological factors, and this can happen. And under psychological factor, there will be stress and anxiety. Now, children may turn to food for comfort when they experience stress or anxiety. And I remember there was a study conducted. A research was conducted, that there's increasing number already of teen stress. And the when you talk about teen stress, the major like the major culprit is pressure from school. Now, especially here in the Philippines, our children are right now learning the mother tongue, and it's difficulty. There's difficulty because our children are exposed in the English language, and they speak English better, especially here po in the province. No, the combination of language in here is either English, or we do our waray-waray. So Tagalog is not much of uh, the Filipino language, or the Tagalog language is not spoken, is not spoken oftentimes than not, no. And so it is important that it is important that they there is so much of the support, because there is so much pressure on the children, especially isipin niyo yung mother tongue, and the mother tongue is mathematics, and the mother tongue about colors, and the children are exposed, no, the children are exposed so much to English language. There's so much difficulty, so it can cause stress and anxiety. Another is low self-esteem. Children with low self-esteem may use food as a way to feel better about themselves, no, especially if the children is having some struggle in terms of family. There's family problems, family dynamics is not good. Eating can provide a temporary sense of comfort and pleasure, and this may help them cope with negative feelings. Another is emotional regulation. Some children struggle with emotional regulation and may not develop a healthy coping mechanism in dealing with their feelings, especially if they have not been taught to emotionally regulate their emotion. And when you talk about emotional regulation, this starts when the child is even at a newborn. It is actually highly dependent on the emotional regulation that the mother is actually exhibiting. Now, th- um, another development basis for emotional development emotional eating habits of children is there are also emotional factors. We had psychological, now we have emotional. We have the parental influence. No, parents play a crucial role in shaping the children's eating habits. Children may use eating as a coping mechanism by observing their parents' behavior. If parents use food to deal with their emotion, children are more likely to mimic the behavior. So, kumusta ka nanay? Kumusta ka when you have problems? Do you eat that much? Do you hoard on food? So, nakikita po kasi ng bata, and that's a parental influence. Another thing is food availability, the availability of unhealthy food. And this is one thing that, when my children were still young, the definition of having good food to me was food that I was not able to eat when I was a child. And these are hot dogs, these are spams, because at the time we cannot buy it. Nung unang panahon po, no, only those who have the money can buy yung mga pure foods, yung mga ganun po mga pagkain, no, which we considered at the time for the rich. But knowing it now, right now, no, being aware already of health and nutrition, I realized that this is the most like is junk food, no, having all this unhealthy food. And I used to actually store. Honestly, I used to store food kasi pag magutom ako mayroon. Kasi nga comfort food, 'di ba? Because I have also experienced some trauma growing up. So mayroon po ako niyan, baka maubusan, baka when I feel sad, ay kinukutkot ko lang yun diyan, nasa gilid lang. And this is one thing that I realized that if I want to be able to really control my health and be able to I have to be conscious, I have to be intentional na talagang hindi bumili ng junk food. And so if you're a parent right now watching this, if you don't want your children to eat junk food or really binge on junk food, then have it not available in your own home. Sabi nga ni Coach Kulin, children are more likely to mimic the eating habits. Yes, Coach, no? So, cultural norms can also influence the emotional eating patterns of your child. In some culture, food is used as a way to celebrate and comfort, which can reinforce emotional eating habits from a young age. No, so there are certain cultures that you have to really, I mean, children or our people are expected to be big, and if you are eating small and hindi ka katulad ng ibang mga kamag-anak mo, kawawa ka. Kaya cultural norms can also happen. I remember, hello Betty J, thank you for hopping in, classmate. So I remember, I think there's one country in Africa that the pretty to them and health to them is when you are truly big. Pag malaki ka talaga, no? So cultural norms 'yan, no? So it can shape the way the community eat, the way which country, which province you are, kung ano yung the way they regard food, yun din yung makukuha ng mga bata. Another factor is the biological factor. There are things such as genetic predisposition. There are children who are predisposed to really emotionally eat. Studies have shown that certain genetic factors can influence eating behaviors and emotional regulation. And of course, there are hormonal changes, hormonal fluctuation. During puberty, it can affect, no? Your hormones can affect your mood and your appetite. So may mga bata na very thin, no? They were very thin, but when they started going into puberty, lumaki sila kasi nga yung kanilang eating pattern nag-change kasi yung hormone impacted the way yung kanilang appetite, no? So what are the signs of emotional eating that you as a parent needed to understand so that you can do something about it before it escalate? No, kasi nga sabi natin, we cannot have mahirap, kailangan tulungan ang mga bata because they are basically more of emotional when they respond, because as I've said earlier, their brain is not yet fully developed. The brain is fully developed when you are 25 years old. Your prefrontal area is your conscious decision making is just fully developed at the time. So whenever there's struggle, whenever there's stress, whenever there's anxiety, it is expected that the child would react emotionally. And if ang reaction ng emotion niya is towards eating, obesity can happen. And this is going to be difficult already to control pag nasimulan po doon sa mga bata. So how do you see signs of emotional eating? Number one, eating in response to emotion. So tingnan mo po yung anak mo. If you notice your child eats, how do they eat when they are hungry, especially when experiencing emotional events? For example, they have a quiz. They have a quiz the following day. How are they eating right now in response to the anxiety? No, because it's normal naman po na especially if they're running for honors, if they want to prove something, because their self-esteem is not yet that fully developed as well. So paano sila kumain pag may pa-quiz bukas? Or when their grades are low, or if they have low scores, or if their friends doesn't want to talk to them, or may kaaway sila, how do they eat? How do they respond? No? Pangalawa is craving specific comfort food. Children who emotionally eat often crave high calorie. Ito na. Pag mataas na mataas po, pag mag-craving po talaga, sugary po talaga yung kukunin yan, or fatty food. No? Then, another signs of emotional eating is hiding or hoarding. Dito po ako, no, in my personal experience, hiding or hoarding po yung akin, because it was comfort for me. I remember, I believe I've been sharing in here that I'm a product of a broken family, and I came to a point wherein I feeling ko wala akong nanay, my mother was crying, my father was not in the house, and I was kind of feel alone, and food became something that a sense of security. So is your child hiding food or eating in secret? It could be a sign of emotional eating. Another is eating large amount of food. The story I've told you earlier about myself, no, where I ate a platter of rice and I ate a whole bowl of ampalaya na ginisa with with hipon, no. Overeating or eating until uncomfortably full can indicate emotional eating. I did that, no. Napakasakit sa tiyan po talaga. But it I think I've been mindful of it already. So hindi na po large portion, no, whenever I kind of feel when I was growing up, especially when I became really more conscious about my weight, it's not more of to sa kadami, no, large amount, but it's more of on the saltiness and the sweetness of the food. So are they eating large amount of food prior or when they're under stress? Another is mood changes. Observe if your child's mood improves after eating, or if they seem to use food to manage their feeling, no? Kasi meron po na kahit busog na, kain pa rin ng kain kasi nga hindi pa kontento yung puso, no? The heart, there's still stress, no? Kaya nga nag-overeating yung mga bata. Now, an early intervention is key to preventing emotional eating habits from becoming ingrained, no? Kasi nga, if you're a parent right now, tapos nakikita mo lumalaki yung anak mo, and your child can be prone, as I've said, to sickness, to develop uh, lifestyle sickness such as hypertension and diabetes, no, or hyperlipidemia, mataas po yung cholesterol, no. So pag nakikita mong lumalaki, you have to learn to observe. How come my child is eating this way? Bakit madami yung kain niya? Bakit lumalaki siya? So dapat tingnan at obserbaran mo, ano ba yung kain niya? Kailan ba siya kumakain ng madami? Because it may come from an emotional response. So it is important, and if you are a life coach right now listening to me, and a parent comes to you and asks you for help, kasi nga hindi po madali, no? Lalo na po pag ilang taon na ganun yung kain ng bata, lumaki na talaga siya, at gusto nang tumigil, pero hindi niya alam paano gagawin. And even you as a mom, you don't know how to help your child. No, I've seen a lot of I've known of people who the whole family is truly big, no? And I'm not saying here because I want to body shame, but what I'm trying to say in here is the quality of life that they're experiencing, kasi napakahirap po talagang mag-move about. Mahirap maligo, mahirap sumakay ng sasakyan, mahirap makisalamuha, no? Kasi talagang bababa yung confidence level. And if it's a child, you need to be able to really assist. Kasi nga, sabi nga natin, yung kanyang decision making, hindi pa ganoon po ka-very strong. Kaya kailangan ng parental guidance talaga. And if you're a coach right now and you want to help people in this particular niche, no, you want to help them become healthy, regain back the kind of life, a quality of life that they need so that they can explore more. Because oftentimes that obesity can brought a lot of bullying. Obesity can bring a lot of emotional anxiety, and it can even bring people to really to mental health challenges. So importante no na you are if you're a coach right now and you would be approached, that you come into looking into interventions of how you can facilitate intervention for them. Sabi ni Master Coach Jasmine, as parents, we need to help our children develop healthier eating habits and address the underlying emotional issues. Agree. So number one po na intervention is promote healthy coping mechanism. So kung ikaw nanay, nalaman mo na kung bakit ganun yung kain ng anak mo, bakit mas malaki yung kain niya after an exam, or pag mababa yung wala siyang kaibigan, or after may nag-away sa kanya, or after school iba yung kain niya, you have to take a good look at it, no, and start teaching your child. Children are still small right now. You are really, how do you call it? You call it, you're blessed. So start learning this, no. Teach your child healthy ways to cope with their emotion. Encourage activities such as physical exercise, creative hobbies, and relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation to calm oneself rather than eating. Helping your child develop a toolbox of coping mechanism can reduce the reliance on food and emotional comfort. And if you're a coach right now, no, and you will be helping them, you can look into the coping mechanism of the child. Second is foster open communication, creating an environment where the child feels safe and be able to really talk about their feelings. Becoming a safe space parents, no, um, can help actually the child release more of their emotion than bringing themselves to food. Another is model healthy eating behavior. Sometimes, no, sinasaway natin yung mga bata. Pero tayo naman, umiinom din tayo ng hindi, like, we don't allow them to drink soda, but we drink soda. We don't allow them to eat chichirya, but we have chichirya in our bedrooms. No, nagtatago lang tayo. So it's important that if you want to raise your child to eat healthy, they see you eating healthy as well. And the coach can help in here, no? The coach can help actually here facilitate the child into mindful eating, and even facilitating also the child to understand, no, about nutrition. Pwede po ito dito. Then another intervention that you can do, number four, is limit availability of unhealthy food. Again, sabi ko na nga, no, wag po tayong mag-store. If we want ourselves to eat healthy, we should not put ourselves into the temptation, kasi alam naman nating trigger yun eh. Trigger sa atin yung chocolate cake, trigger sa iyo yung matamis, especially if you have diabetes or mataas yung cholesterol mo. May mga trigger kasing food na punong-puno niyan, no? So dahil yan ay trigger mo, wag mo nang i-store. And if you're a parent wanted to teach your child, you yourself should actually model this one, that you do not make unhealthy food available in your home. Stock your home with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. When unhealthy options are not easily accessible, no, when unhealthy options are not accessible, children are less likely to use them for emotional eating. And if you have watched, there are different uh, social media posting, TikTok, no, of children really eating on their own. Yung mga toddlers, they're eating on their own, and they are being served healthy food. And there's no reaction from the parents. They're just eating. So wala din silang mali siya. Kinakain din nila yung carrots, yung broccoli. Because nasasanay na po yung taste bud nila. No? So importante po yung you limit the availability of unhealthy food so that you can intervene. Another thing is establish regular meal and snack. When the child is actually, or even you, if you might experience this one as well, when a child is hungry because you don't have a routine meal or snack, definitely magbi-binge eating kasi gutom na gutom. Consistent meal pattern can actually reduce the likelihood of emotional eating and help children learn to recognize physical hunger cues. So pag gutom, ay alam na ng bata kakain siya. No, hindi siya kakain, hindi niya i-hold, tas later nakakain siya ng marami. No, so importante, especially if your children are just beginning to eat, it is good to really establish a regular meal and snack time para wala pong binging. Kasi pag mag-binging yan, makakasanayan na niya to skip and binge. Another is, as a coach, you can also educate about emotional eating. Maybe the parents are not aware. Kasi, as I've said, it differs on the culture, differs on the traditions and of the family. So, emotional eating may not be known to the parents that you are taking care of, or to those who will come to you, so you can educate both the parent and the child, teach them about the difference between physical hunger and emotional eating. And one of the things that I have been really practicing, and I've also been telling people who come into my space and wanted really to become healthy, is that the brain does not recognize thirst from hunger. And a lot of times, even when we are thirsty, our brain would recognize it as hunger. So it's important to really drink a glass of water 30 minutes before every meal, and to really consume 2 liters of water per day, so that you will know that when pag nagsumakit ang tiyan mo at ikaw ay umiinom naman regularly, that means that's you are actually hungry. So it's time to eat. And definitely, no, after educating them, you can actually seek professional help. If you notice persistent parents out there, if you notice persistent signs of emotional eating in your child, consider seeking help from professional. Wag natin pong pabayaan. Wag natin sabihin na, kasi kalalakihan lang naman niya yan. Bata pa kasi, hayaan mo na yung ganun yung kain niya, kasi pagtanda niya, maging conscious na siya. Ito po kasi pag habit po, na practice, it becomes ingrained. So paglaki po niya, when the child grows old, he or she may not be able to truly build a good habit already in terms of eating pattern. A pediatrician, a child psychologist, or a registered dietitian can help provide guidance and support tailored to your child's needs. No? So early intervention from professionals can prevent emotional eating habits from becoming more serious issues. So, hindi po siya pababayaan. Yan po ay responsibility. It's a responsibility of the parent to ensure that the child is gonna thrive, because the child is not yet capable on her own. As I've been saying earlier, emotional po yung malaki pa sa part ng brain ng bata, and the prefrontal area is not yet developed for objective thinking. So if you just let it be, no, kasi yan naman yung magpapasaya sa anak mo, too much sugar, too much of the cake, too much of the candy, it's gonna take a toll, and later on when the child grows up, eh, you're the parent, at the end of the day, hindi mo din naman matitiis, no? So it's important to really be in the space, nurture and facilitate your child, personally your child, to really like understand the consequences of emotional eating and how come he or she comes to emotional eating. So if you're a parent, come into a space of observing your child, how they respond to food. Kasama po ito sa responsibility and accountability of the parent. Are there signs of emotional eating? If there is, what among the intervention that I've shared to you can you begin to do? Can you start looking into your cupboard and try to see ano yung pwedeng tanggalin because nati-trigger yung anak mo? Pag nagiging emotional yung anak mo, yun yung kinakain? Is there anything how is the intake of water? Is there a regular meal time? So to take a good look at this, no? And if you're a coach, you can also take a good look at the pattern, the way the child will eat, so that you can best help facilitate a better way of coping for the child. You know, coaching is something that really is applicable to all areas, especially in especially in emotional eating as well. If a parent cannot really, if you're a parent right now and having difficulty, and mahirap ng masaway kasi nga napayagan mo for a while, sometimes it's difficult really to really stop, and you become also tired and stressed out. And this time you need someone to walk with you, and a coach is available to help you. And so you need to more and if you need, no, if you need really assistance, and if you need more clarity in terms of being able to help your child in emotional eating and even in emotional regulation, again, I invite you to go to healthydietinghub.com so that you can learn more. And if you're a parent right now, you want to strive to really become the best version of yourself, learning is key. And so let me invite you also to visit www.parentingfeature.com so that you can be guided accordingly, how you can conduct yourself and how you can really connect well with your children with all the inputs in there. So, as I've said earlier, no, there are so many niches, no, yung ating mga coaching. If you're a coach listening to me right now, the obesity rate is high. Obesity rate is high. Children are becoming sicker, no, because of emotional eating. As stress is also getting up because of the digital social media. There's a lot of self comparison. There's a lot of discontentment. There's a lot of sana all. And so if you're a coach right now, you're listening to me, this is something that you can work on, that you can specialize in, that you can niche in, because there are, as a parent, there's need, no, marami pong kailangan, marami yung need ngayon ng mga parents na tulong so that they can best, no, be in their mental health. Honestly, as a parent, if I have some struggle with in terms of how I deal with my children, a coach is really something that I run to, because they give us clarity, they allow us to see our blind spot, which we do not see. They have the 30,000-foot view, so we're able best to be facilitated to how to make better decision. So help is available. So wag po natin kalimutan, and we have this different platforms that can teach you healthy dieting, hub.com, and we have parentingfeature.com that can help you as a parent so that you can be less stressful and you're able to regulate your emotions so that you can teach your child also emotional regulation so that they will not go into emotional eating. Now, remember, parent, controlling our children is never the real goal. Whatever you do, controlling our children is never the real goal. Teaching our children self control is the goal. And it has to begin with us. It has to begin with us. So maraming salamat po for hopping in with me. Hello, Coach Joanna. Thank you for hopping in. I saw Coach Jimmy kanina. So maraming salamat for hopping in with me here in Life Coach Corner. And thank you for joining me today. And we invite you, I personally invite you to join us in person to our face-to-face community events. Decaf Coffee Republic is up all night for you. So if you're one person looking for a space, a safe space, a haven where you can relax, where you can really express more of yourself, where you can simply be celebrated and not tolerated, a place where you want to grow, that's Decaf Coffee Republic inside PC Supermarket, corner Brixton's and United Street, Capitolio, Pasig City. So we have Kapihan Night, Midnight Kapihan, that's Tuesday night. Tumatawid po yan ng Wednesday. And of course, we have our early prayer dawn prayer time. Friday, that's Thursday night, early morning of Friday. So if you're one person who needed to boost up your faith also, or you want to be prayed for, experience the power of prayer and being prayed for, Decaf Coffee Republic is the place. So punta po kayo dyan. And if you want to express yourself, we have every Saturday. Last night, we had a powerful night in the open mic Fab Saturday with Coach Orville. It's a night of self-expression, to express yourself para mabawasan po yung ating emotional eating, no? So you can bring your child in there. There's so much games. Pwede po doon, no? Maglaro kayo, connect with each other so that you can help also best teach your child emotional regulation, manage the stress. Marami pong games doon sa Decaf Coffee Republic. You can bring your children, have that quality me time with them, no? Have quality me time with them in Decaf Coffee Republic. So for coaching classes and services, send us a private message or send email to connect@mastercoacha.com. So when sharing your thoughts and insight from tonight's learning, hashtag Pack My Bag Moment. Please tag our page so we can engage with your social media accounts. So again, this is Life Coach Marife Garfield. Looking forward to see you all tomorrow. Same time, same digital space here in Life Coach Corner. Good evening, everyone. Love, bam, boom.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.